What's going on, everybody? My name is Justin Gaming. Welcome back to the next part in our pre-E3 coverage. Today, we are joined by the members from Gaming at its Core. We have Blue Danger,
Yo.
OnlineZhD,
Go buy Mirror's Edge Catalyst.
and Mealkick Media.
Hey.
Alright, so in today's video, we're basically going to be talking about EA and their press conference, what we're most looking forward to seeing at the press conference, and also some of the things that we don't want to see and how they can improve from last year's press conference. Because I think that most of you guys can agree, last year's conference was absolutely terrible.
Yep.
It was terrible.
Definitely
Worse than
Titanfall,
Microsoft's.
It was an
Definitely
hour.
worse
It
than
was an
Microsoft's.
hour full of this like forced bullshit
Yeah, I mean, they just showed a bunch of behind-the-scenes garbage.
stuff,
That's
and then
all
they showed games that we didn't care about, and then the games that we did want to see, like Battlefield 1 and Mass Effect.
I've never watched like
Titanfall.
an E3 conference. I just didn't want to even watch.
No, I was
E3.
excited about Mass Effect and Battlefield 1 and Titanfall.
Yeah, but they only spent like 5 minutes on those. I'm saying.
I know. Most of it was sports related.
which sucked.
And esports. And
Which
stuff.
I'm
Remember the
happy
Plants
with.
vs Zombie guy in the suit came on stage and started
Oh,
dancing.
yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So yeah, guys, which games are you looking forward to seeing this year at their conference? Dan, I'm gonna let you start because I think you have a game that you want to see.
Oh no! Don't say it.
Should I
You
just
say
say it to
FIFA, I
tri-
will fucking
Should I
leave.
just say it to trigger everyone in the podcast?
Oh, I don't know.
Thinking.
You can. Say.
Nah, you're just
Alright, I'm
covering
gonna
that
go
up
for
because
the
that's your
other
actual
games
game.
first while I make my mind up on that game. So, the first game I really want to see, because it's an obvious one, is the Visceral Games' Star Wars game. I definitely think we're going to see that hopefully this year because we saw a bit of it last year. We saw like about 5 seconds worth of like in-game footage, like early in-game footage. I don't know whether that would be like final.
I don't
release.
even think it was 5 seconds. It was like 2
It
seconds.
was like 2. Holy crap! Not even like 2.
Yeah,
Guy
good
walked
point.
out of a door. Blink.
Yeah, and then he's gone.
All right, good point. But yeah, I really want to see more of that game. I'm still keeping my fingers crossed that it could potentially be like some sort of revival of Star Wars 1313. I very much doubt it is, but it was just because I was so blown away by Star Wars 1313 that I just so badly want at least like some sort of concept from that game to exist in this Visceral Games, Star Wars project. Like I said, I don't think it will, but I just want to see more of it because obviously Amy Hennig's involved with it. Todd Stashwick as well, who was meant to voice Sam in Uncharted 4. He's going to be co-writing the game with Amy Hennig, so to see that.
Is it coming out next year? Or did they say?
I think from what they've slated, yeah, I think they said like late 2018 release.
Maybe
That's
we'll
what
get
I-
gameplay then.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
Well, we'll get gameplay.
Yes,
I think so.
I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna see gameplay there. That's the thing. I'm kind of 50-50. I think we'll more likely see like just a trailer for it. That's what I'm predicting. I don't think we'll see gameplay.
As long as they get top those 2 seconds from last year, then I'm fine.
Oh yeah, as long as it's more than 2
Well,
seconds.
I hope
think
they
we'll-
show like a full reveal.
Yeah, they should fully
Yeah.
reveal the title. At least give us the title in like a year to expect it.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yeah.
Like, what's it like?
So-
the whole
so-
thing's gonna be about.
So there's that I'm excited for. I'm excited. I'm interested to see what they do with Star Wars Battlefront 2, only because of like the campaign, the fact that it looks quite good, and I'm just intrigued by what they'll do with the story. I mean, with the fact that we know you'll get to play as certain big Star Wars characters in the story, as well as the the Imperial trooper that you play as throughout the game. So it'll be cool to see that, and then obviously the other one, which is obviously a casual choice. FIFA 18, but I'm not.
Damn,
Look. The thing is all right. I accept that FIFA is a casual game. The only reason I'm slightly interested in it is to see whether they've even acknowledged the community in their next title. That's the only reason I'm slightly interested in, like the FIFAs at E3. It's just to see if they'll actually listen to the community. Most of the time, they don't.
Last year's looked cool. I mean, they added like a story mode, right? Did that end up being trash or something?
It wasn't too bad, to be honest with you. I found it, enjoyable at least. I didn't think it was anything amazing. And I thought the ending was a bit anticlimactic. It kind of set up that there was going to be like a DLC where you'd play as the national team, but that never happened. So I'm hoping that's added to this year's journey mode, because I thought it was a good mode. Definitely, it was a good founding step in terms of adding a story to FIFA. But I definitely think there's room for improvement, and I hope they do that with FIFA 18. That's probably the main thing I'm interested to see what different thing they're going to do with the journey. But like those would be my 3 picks for like the games I'm most interested in seeing.
I think those are the only 3 picks that anyone could choose, aren't they? Oh, let's
Yeah,
face
man,
it.
I
I
wanna see
mean,
those
I've
other Star
said
Wars.
before, I'm still excited
None
for
of you
this one.
guys are going to pick FIFA 18, are you? Because you don't give a shit about FIFA.
Well, I do. I had 17, 16, 15, 14, and 13. And
Holy
You have
crap.
FIFA 17?
dude,
Holy
FIFA's a
shit.
solid series. We take the piss. It's a casual series, but it's a solid series of games. I'm not excited for it because it just seems to be going stale now. But what I'm most excited for is Visceral Star Wars game and Battlefront 2, obviously. But that's the thing about this year's conferences. Last year, at least, they had Titanfall, they had Mass Effect, which was huge, and they had
Battlefield 1.
they have Battlefield 1 as well. But whereas this year, it is literally just the 2 Star Wars games, and then they're going to have to come out with a new IP or just new
Well,
something.
they have Need for Speed. They have Need for Speed.
Aren't like literally all those studios besides Ghost making Need for Speed? They're all.
But the last Need
making
for
Star
Speed
Wars
game
games.
this generation was like really mediocre. So like even that, I'm just kind of on the fence about. I'm excited for Visceral's game because obviously Amy Hennig and Todd Stashwick are involved. We saw 2 seconds of it, so obviously want to see more of it. And I want to see if a game can live up to the Star Wars name because it's not often we really get good Star Wars games. The only really good Star Wars games I can think of is Battlefront 1 and 2 on the PS2, and KOTOR really. Whereas the last few iterations of Star Wars games, including Force Unleashed and all the other shit we've had, have just been average. But Battlefront 2 looks like a promising game. It looks like kind of like a Destiny 2 situation where it's like everything that they're saying seems like they're improving on the first game. It's now having a full-fledged single-player game mode. We're going to obviously get to see all the new maps and modes on the online. And we're gonna get to play as like the prequel characters like Yoda and Darth Maul and shit like that. It looks promising, and the fact that they've scrapped season passes, I think that's great. That's a great move.
Yeah.
But other than those 2 games, EA doesn't really have anything, and then obviously Need for Speed. But after the last game, they don't really have anything. Like they don't. And I want Crisis 4, but the Crytek scrapped the IP. But so never mind. So they literally don't have anything that I could think of. And the thing is, Battlefront 2 will be shown at Sony's conference as well, because Sony are now in the bed in terms of they've got the exclusivity rights to that game as well. So that'll be shown at least in some form in the Sony conference. So it'll actually be restricted or reduced of what we see in the EA conference. So even that is like being held back a little bit. So yeah, EA don't really have much of anything. Like they don't. But the 2 that they do have are huge. So it's like a love-hate thing.
Yeah. It's just a shame that the 2 biggest games of E3's, EA's press conference, or at least what seem to be the big 2 games, are both Star Wars titles. And, I don't know. It does just it just kind of sums up EA's main aim now is just to pump out Star Wars games on a yearly basis, and that's just a shame because I feel like in probably about 1 or 2 years from now, I'm probably going to get tired of them constantly pumping out Star Wars titles instead of creating new ideas, by essentially forcing teams to work on Star Wars games. I mean, like we said, the only EA developer that isn't working on a Star Wars game is Ghost Games, because they're obviously working on Need for Speed, which I just find a bit crazy. Like, why are you forcing developers to make Star Wars games? I don't think they should be forced to do it. I think they should be given the choice to make a Star Wars game or to create something new and different. I mean, I would certainly want a Crisis 4 because I think Crytek are a very good studio, and I really enjoyed the Crisis series. But we're probably never going to see a Crisis 4, which
No, we're
pisses
not
me off.
scrapped the IP. They're not working on any more Crisis games.
I know that annoys me so much. But then yet again, if they even made a Crisis 4, I doubt anything would even run it because of how beautiful those games look. Like, Jesus Christ, you'd need like a fucking high-end PC to run that shit on Ultra. So.
It's a solid series of games, but it's never going to happen. It's never getting a sequel, and that's my thing, is that if you look at all the franchises that EA could revive, it's like most of them have either just been the teams have closed down, or like the IP has just been given up on. So yeah, they need something, and Visceral Star Wars game is carrying that conference. Unless they come out with a new game, and I don't want another Plants vs Zombies third-person shooter. I want like a new IP, just a new good game. Because EA don't make bad games. They've got a bad rep, but they don't make bad games. They might make mediocre games, they don't make bad games. So they've got a lot of studios that have potential to make good games, but now that Mass Effect's out the way, they don't have that anymore. So it's like, what do they have? But again, I'm excited for both Star Wars games. a shame.
All right, so, man, the last 2 years I haven't really gave a crap about EA at all since the whole Star Wars stuff. Besides maybe Titanfall 2, but even that I wasn't really looking forward to it. It was mainly until I got my hands on the game. They just been killing my favorite games left and right. I mean, well, really only one game really that I cared about, Mirror's Edge. Really want a sequel to Mirror's Edge, you know.
That's
a
never
faithful
happened. That has never happened. Mirror's
not
Edge
happening.
is dead.
Never gonna
It's
happen.
dead, and it should.
And you know why? It's your guys' fault because you guys haven't even bought the game.
I put
so-
a platinum Catalyst. What are you chatting?
Yeah, I haven't yet, so
Oh.
I need to. I'm almost there.
So you
Justin,
should
you
fuck
need to
up.
buy. You need to
Yeah,
buy
I
Mirror's Edge
haven't done
Catalyst. TheStarkz, even though you're here spiritually, you need to buy Mirror's Edge Catalyst. All you guys need to buy Mirror's Edge Catalyst. It's not a bad game, honestly.
Yeah,
It's not as good
I
as the
want
first
to,
one,
though.
but it's
played-
it's still really
The
fun.
I
both-
played the
Okay.
beta, wasn't impressed by it. I've played a bit of Mirror's Edge Catalyst, and I still wasn't impressed by it.
I
Both.
think I put in like
No.
20 hours in this game. But yeah, going back on topic to like what I expect from this show, it's just gonna be a lot of Star Wars and sports. And you know, two main games I really want is another Mirror's Edge game, and I'm not really close to Skate, but I'd rather take a Skate over another Star Wars title, to be honest. I played a little bit of Skate 3, not Skate 2. It was pretty fun, but I got into the whole era of, you know, when they did all that Hall of Meat stuff and breaking bones. Yeah, or whatever it was called, yeah.
It kind of got a lukewarm
honestly-
reception though, so I doubt.
EA is the conference I'm looking forward to the least. I'd rather watch Bethesda's than EA's, honestly.
Wow,
Even with
I
Amy
wouldn't-
Hennig's game.
I can't stand
Even with Amy Hennig,
Bethesda.
because Bethesda's been on a roll lately. They're like, I swear, they make some of the most underrated games that people just don't touch. Dishonored 2, up there with some of my favorite games of last year. Really, really good game. Doom, even though I found it overrated to how many people were like, you know, claiming it was like the gift of God, I still felt like it was a really fun game and it focused on gameplay, really, really good. I mean, EA has been, you know what, they did Battlefield 1 and they did Titanfall 2, which was good, but like, in the future, what are they going to have? Star Wars? And more Star Wars and Need for Speed? It's like, I feel like Bethesda has a lot more cool showing, like, you know, I'm talking about Bethesda now, but we'll talk about that at a later date, but EA, honestly, is just a conference I'm looking forward to the least, honestly, because I just see nothing coming out of that besides Star Wars, and, yes, but I guess if I had to pick 3, I'd put Amy Hennig's game. I guess I'd have to say Battlefront 2, just because, I mean, that's like what we already know that's going to be there, what else are they going to show? And then as a third game, I'd just probably say Need for Speed.
Yep, mine would look something like that too, I guess.
Yeah. Need for Speed, I feel like, maybe I'll buy it. I don't know, it depends how it's... I slept on the 2015 version, even though I've heard it's pretty good.
No, it's mediocre. It looked better in the trailers than what we.
I've heard it's decent.
Nah, it's okay. It's okay.
I've heard the cutscenes are really cringy.
Oh my, the show. No, honestly, you want
You
to
haven't witnessed cringe until you watch those cutscenes. Oh my! Some of them
But
are
that's the
almost
same with any Need
unwatchable.
for Speed game. Like the whole franchise is like that. But I'm still excited for Visceral and Battlefront. It's just outside that.
But even, that's the thing, like, even if I'm looking at Amy Hennig's new Star Wars game, it's like, I'm just tired of Star Wars. Like,
Yeah.
we've gotten, like, 2 movies in the past, we're already getting a new trailer for the third one.
You know, for
Honestly, I'm
me,
done with Star Wars.
I'm
Honestly.
I'm excited for it because I haven't watched any of those movies
Yeah, but
or played any of the recent games. So.
the thing is, everybody talks about Star Wars.
Well,
It's
actually, I
just
played a
like,
bit
the
of
movies
Star
are
Wars.
good, but honestly, I'm not even looking forward to the movie coming out later this year, because I feel like we've already just watched Rogue One and all that stuff. It's just like, I need a break from it.
You
It feels
crazy?
like Call of Duty at this point.
That film looks.
No,
so
I'm
good.
looking forward to the new movie, for sure, but I'm just saying I'm not hyped for it. Because it's just like, bruh, when you hear so much Star Wars music, it's just like, just stuck in my head now, and it's just like, it's like as good as it can be, it's just like, it feels like there's so much of it.
Star Wars is amazing.
It's good. I know, trust me, I've watched all the movies except for the prequels. I like all the movies, I think they're all great. Even though The Force Awakens, well, we're talking about Star Wars, like, as a movie genre now, or genre, you know what I'm talking about, but, you know, I think they're all good movies. It's just like, when I'm thinking about the games and just the movies, it's like, so much. I just couldn't be bothered. It's like, honestly, the 2 things I feel like are over like, done right now are superhero movies and Star Wars movies, and just Star Wars content in general.
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that, but it's just like, I feel like that's, I mean, you could just see the amount of superhero movies that are coming out this year. And already.
I'm still holding out a bit of hope for EA's conference though, because I think if they come out, they need a new IP, and I think they're the most likely to bring one. Well, obviously Ubisoft, but just because the lack of stuff that they've got to show, it makes it more likely that they would show something like brand new. Just a case of what that would be, and of course, Crisis. I'm so salty that that's not going to happen. But
Alright, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring up a controversial topic, but are you guys looking forward to EA's over Microsoft's conference?
oh, for fuck's sake!
No. Not
One
good.
reason why not yet, and I say that not yet in parentheses, because Microsoft hasn't given us a big enough reason to be excited, because they don't have a like
Yeah.
Visceral's game is bigger than anything Microsoft has announced that we know of that could be shown at their conference. As of right now,
Yeah.
Halo's not there, even though I don't want another reiteration because Halo's gone down the shitter for so many years.
That's a good point though. I feel like that's what Microsoft's like has a lot of stuff to show.
But they
'Cause we're not gonna-
they haven't invested in as many studios. They don't have the big indie studios like
they have
Sony
to have
does.
something. I mean, if they're not gonna have Halo there, they're gonna have to show something. So obviously, if they didn't have anything, they'd have Halo this year. They'd have to push some early stuff.
By showing off tons and tons of Scorpio.
It's
like
going to be
damage
third party.
control.
I honestly think Microsoft are going to go out the way to just get
Yeah.
exclusivity. It won't be.
I
like
want to
all these
watch
new
the
IPs.
EA press conference with you and the Microsoft one, and just be like, at the end of both shows, I'll be like, so which one you like better? And I guarantee you, most of you will say Xbox.
No.
I mean, depending on how Visceral's game is, if it's like the
Yeah,
Son
but
of God,
even
like,
yeah,
I
don't know.
swear you
Kinda
guys are
hard to
gonna
say.
freaking be surprised.
My blind love
Like
will
I'm
say-
not saying that Microsoft is gonna be good, but I'm just saying like they have way more potential than what EA has been promising.
Bullshit.
Well, no, it's actually not bullshit.
Yeah, well, no, Dan's gonna like it no matter what because it has freaking FIFA in it.
No,
so
he's
that's-
right. It
Incorrect,
has got
because-
more potential, but the thing is, it doesn't. It doesn't. It does because Microsoft doesn't have like that big game. Like Crackdown 3 is not like this huge revolutionary thing that is going to push hardware because it isn't. Neither Sea of Thieves and Cuphead is on PC, right? So at the moment, what we know that could be shown, Insomniac,
I'd take Cuphead over Battlefront 2.
it's also on PC though, and it's not going to be advertised for Scorpio. It'll just be on a sizzle reel.
I'll play it on PC then.
All right, then.
That's good for me, I have a
but my
PC.
thing is, they don't have anything huge right now that could be shown at their conference. They haven't invested. Look at the second parties.
Yeah, I know that you
Remedy have
haven't-
just
I
went to
know.
PlayStation. Remedy have just moved to PlayStation. So is Insomniac. They're working on Spider-Man, and they won't have another studio working on a sequel to Sunset Overdrive. But after Spider-Man, it certainly could. So honestly, they just I honestly just see them investing in so many third parties because they cancelled Scalebound. Like that is the worst move I have ever. That is a Nintendo decision right there. That was horrendous of them to do that. But the thing is, EA at least has 2 games that are big enough to get someone excited. Microsoft doesn't have anything other than a
But
piece
they're
of
both
hardware.
Star Wars related.
Like it just has a bunch of games that are just like, okay, cool, but where's the big ones? And Visceral's game and Battlefront 2 is bigger than anything Microsoft has right now. It's just,
Yeah, just
if
it's just
Microsoft come
Star
out and
Wars,
say like, right, we've got this, and this coming to our conference, I'll be like, okay, you've sold me, I can't wait. But at the minute, they don't. So
yeah, well, I guess that's just more room to improve and like more stuff to go unannounced.
it is true, but they haven't got enough. They haven't invested in enough studios that could be working on a game for them. That's my point.
Jesus, I just want freaking E3 to be here.
Yeah. I want them to do well. I want all of these companies to do well. I don't think anyone wants them to fail at all. I don't think.
I know it's not like I don't want to enjoy EA's. I want to enjoy it, but I just don't see how. I feel like last year was like it had like more of a promising lineup with Battlefront 1. I mean Battlefront. Yeah, no, not Battlefront. What am I talking? Battlefield 1 and Titanfall 2. And it's like this year, what do they have?
Yeah, but
Star Wars
even
and
with that
HSV.
lineup they had last year, they spent more time talking about sports games.
Exactly. So it's like with this year, less of a
Didn't they
lineup.
have like that one soccer player come out or something?
Pella.
Yeah,
Jose Mourinho.
exactly. So how are you hyped for this year's EA press conference when it has less of a lineup?
I don't know.
But it doesn't. But at the minute, it doesn't. Visceral and Battlefront 2 is bigger than anything Microsoft has confirmed will be at their conference, and anything that could.
Wait, what are you talking about? We're talking about EA's from last year to this year.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I'm excited.
Titanfall 2, Respawn, and Battlefield 1 to me is bigger than Battlefront 2. I mean, what am I talking about? Yeah, Battlefront 2. Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah, but the thing is that if you look at these conferences, we're going into these conferences. You're excited for EA's, all right, or at least you're intrigued for the games aspect because you know 2 games that are you're going to see there. Of course, there could be.
Yeah, I can see that point. Yeah,
Like
well, I mean,
last year's
yeah.
Titanfall 2. But the thing is with Microsoft, they've got no big bait other than the Scorpio to draw people into watching that conference or being interested in what they have to offer.
Well, it's not like I'm looking forward to the Scorpio. I'm just saying, when I see Microsoft and I see EA's, I feel like EA is an open book, and I know what to expect from them, and that's Star Wars. And I see with Microsoft, and although they don't have many games that interest me at all right now, I see more potential there, and that's just something that interests me.
That's a good and a bad
I've
thing.
been
but-
let down too many times by Xbox.
That's a good and a bad thing, but like you're saying about EA being an open book, that's a bad thing because you know what to expect. Well, at least you know something to expect. You know, it's
Yeah,
it's
but
like
when it's
50-50 with
all-
Microsoft. They could literally not show anything and just repeat Crackdown 3, Sea of Thieves, and then throw in a big load of just shovelware for the Scorpio and just keep Halo 5's now on the Scorpio. Like, what? You just
I
get
feel like this year
Forza's
will be
already on
different, though.
Scorpio, so it's or coming to Scorpio. So it's like
We need to. I'm not gonna do this whole Microsoft thing now, but we need to do a Microsoft thing because I feel like this year will be different for Microsoft. Like just the way they've been handling, I feel like it will be different, but I'm not sure. Like, man, I just feel like I have a gut feeling that they'll do something different this year. I mean, I know the whole thing about they're not investing in any studios, and I get that, but it's just like I feel like something's gonna be different this year or something. Like they haven't been hyping it up like they have in the past, and the whole announcement of Halo is not gonna be there, but 343 will be there in some form or another. Just tells me that, you know, without Halo, they definitely have something. Because if they didn't have anything this year, they would have like at least pushed 343 to show early stuff of Halo. That way they could have something Halo related. But no, they don't need that, so it's like they're gonna have something else there.
They said that they're going to be at E3, but the thing is, I have so little faith in 343 to actually deliver a game that can be even great in the slightest bit that I'm just not excited for the game.
exactly.
Whatever they might show, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but it sounds way more promising than Battlefront 2 to me because Battlefront 1 was so boring.
Nah,
Yeah,
bro.
but
guys, wait, did you guys actually like
I have more faith in
Battlefront?
Visceral games than I do in 343.
I said Battlefront 2.
Well, I don't.
thing is with Battlefront 2, though, I mean, it's not out yet, and we're going off EA's word, but everything that's been said about that game, no season pass, a single-player campaign, prequel era, playable maps and characters, that's more promising than a game that we don't know what 343 is working on. And going off 343's last two games, Halo 4 and 5, which were mediocre, especially 5, good God. Like, there's just less. I've got less faith in them than I have in EA, and I never thought I'd say that. So even if it isn't Halo 6, it's like whatever they're going to show, they're going to have to up the game.
To me, at the end of the day,
it's to be excited for it, whatever it may be.
To me, at the end of the day, it's just I'm not interested in Star Wars games at all, at least right now. And maybe it's just that I have a bad, it's just bad taste ever since what's called Battlefront 1.
No, you've got reason to be. No, we are getting just Star Wars thrown at us left, right, and center, but I've still got
Yeah, I mean,
both those
the
games.
movies, yeah, the movies are cool, but just like the games and everything, it's just, yeah.
I'm excited for the conference, just not too much. I think Microsoft and EA are probably my two least favorite or least excited conferences.
Really.
Maybe pathetic, but you're right about
To me,
Bethesda.
EA is at the bottom, Bethesda's a little bit above EA.
No, Bethesda's a lot of Bethesda's way above EA. But the thing is, with I'm not going to go into Bethesda, but they've got so much to show and so much they could show
exactly.
compared to both Microsoft and EA.
Bethesda, man, their games they don't do as well as other games, but like, they make really good games. Like, I feel like a lot of people sleep on Wolfenstein Dishonored. Really good games. Yeah. And just like Justin having that at the bottom of his list. I can see why you can put that at the bottom of his list. Yeah, if you don't like Fallout and Skyrim. Well, I don't like Fallout and Skyrim yet. I still have them high up somehow. But that's just because I loved Wolfenstein. I felt like it's a breath of fresh air in terms of first-person shooters. And I think there's rumors that they're going to be showing off a new IP as well.
Who is?
Bethesda.
Oh.
So it intrigues me. And the thing I like about Bethesda is when they show off their games at their press conferences, those games actually come out before their next E3 showing. Like with Sony, you'll see you'll see like Sucker Punches, but I guarantee you it's not going to be out before the next year E3.
Yeah, Sucker Punches is
at
going
least
to
you know it
like
takes
2019 probably.
Yeah, that's the thing why I like about Bethesda is I feel like their games are like what they show there. I know the game's going to be good, and I know I'm going to be able to play this in the relative future.
So
that's something I always look forward to.
To conclude, is anyone hyped for EA's conference? I'm 50-50 on it.
Not really. I'm not hyped at all because of last year's behind-the-scenes stuff.
I'm still looking forward to it though.
Yep.
I just hope it'll be better than last year's because last.
I mean,
year's
yeah, I'm looking forward to it because game
terrible.
announcements. I mean, I don't think anybody could say they're not looking forward to it because like it's surprising. Well, not surprising, but like new game announcements and reveals. But I don't even want to say I'm excited because I don't want to get hyped for it because of last year's. I mean, I tried to watch last year's press conference again, and just I couldn't even watch a minute of it. Just like the behind-the-scenes stuff.
I'm slightly interested by it just because of obviously Star Wars Battlefront 2, Visceral Games is Star Wars game, and just seeing what they could do with the journey for FIFA 18. They're like the only three things that I could honestly say I'm slightly interested with in EA's press conference. I mean, it's definitely like in the lower end in terms of my hype levels for the conferences, but I wouldn't completely rule them out. Maybe pulling off maybe a surprise game that maybe we could talk about. Like I said, similar to last year with Titanfall 2, although not really surprised because that game did get leaked beforehand. But I wouldn't rule them out completely. But
the thing is, I feel like all their studios didn't they confirm that like almost like all their studios except for the Need for Speed one is all working on Star Wars game.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's like what else, who's gonna make the new IP?
Same such as Microsoft.
Yeah, I
That's what I'm saying. These are the two of his favorite consoles, but
that's what
they've still got
Right.
Visceral's game and Battlefront's game, whereas Microsoft doesn't have anything. But I mean, I don't know. I'm just not excited for both of these, to be honest. It's like an individual game that I'm excited for. Whereas with Sony and Nintendo and Ubisoft, it's
Yeah.
like they're giving me multiple 10 reasons why I should be excited. Whereas these guys are giving me like 1 or 2. And Microsoft doesn't give me any.
I don't want to seem to come off as a Battlefront hater or anything like that, because I
No,
loved
you've got
Battlefront
right
2
to be.
back in the day.
Well, the first game this
Yeah.
generation was mediocre. You've got right.
Yeah,
and we'll get-
I loved
we'll-
Battlefront 2 on the PS2. That was such a fun game. That's why Battlefront 1 was such a disappointment to me.
Yeah, you
I'm
got
just
right
one of
to
those
be.
people. I don't like the sugarcoat things. Like if somebody needs to improve, I'll just say it.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah. I guess that was the yeah.
Okay. Yep. So those were our thoughts on EA's upcoming press conferences and their games. So yeah, make sure to let us know down below in the comments what your thoughts are on EA. If you're looking forward to their press conference and their upcoming games like Star Wars Battlefront 2 and also the upcoming Amy Hennig Visceral Star Wars game, and also their upcoming sports lineup.
Yep.
So yeah, make sure to let us know all that down below in the comments. And with that, we'd like to thank you a lot for watching, and we'll see you in the next part in our E3 pre-coverage. Thanks a lot for watching.